Go.
Oh, yeah. So, you know, a lot of just the problems is just the blatant disrespect for people. People aren't seen as people, they're seen as toys, the sexual abuse, getting away with murder, getting away with bullying, and they justify it with, you have to be tough. No, you don't have to be tough. You just have to be a decent human. You just got to respect each other, and that's the problem that goes on.
Yeah, and you were saying that these generals and three-star generals, like, what have
Yeah,
they done?
I I can only imagine what these 5-star generals, these really high up sergeants, what have they done? How many times have they looked away? How many times have they been the ones committing these same things? And they talk about it, locker room talk with their lower privates, and this male locker room talk, this toxic masculinity, that it's okay. The
Yeah.
higher up you get, the more you can get away with it. Or the better you are, the more buddy we are, I'll let you get away with it. I'll look away. They're just
Yeah.
as guilty.
And it's sick at the same time. Like, it's very sick and disturbing, and sending your son or daughter to something they might never come back from, not even leaving American soil, is
Exactly. The story
very
that stuck to
frightening.
me the most. Yeah, the story that stuck to me the most. I mean, Vanessa Guillen, of course, I'm a female. My mom growing up, I couldn't stay over anyone's house because she was afraid that I would be molested or raped either by a woman or a man. She did not discriminate. And the case that really, besides my brother, of course, that really just shocked me the most was Elder Fernandez. He was sexually assaulted. He was raped.
Yeah.
He's a man. He was raped by another man. And it happens. That's the scary part, you know? And
Not even familiar with him. That's another person.
yeah, and that's the scary part.
God,
That
awful.
it's awful, and they're saying that they were investigating. So when he was found hung on a tree, they said that it was suicide. He hung himself. That's when they concluded that his assault couldn't be confirmed, even though he went to the hospital and all these other things.
Yeah, because they strapped on a mental health concern.
Exactly. I, Instead of focusing on the real issue is this man was raped, and for a woman, it's humiliating. For a
Mm-hmm.
man to be raped by another man, I mean, we're going into this misogynistic society that we live in. It's even worse, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't believe he killed himself. Even if he was the one who tied the noose and hung himself, he still didn't kill himself. You know who did? All the commanders that failed him. Every
Yes.
single one of them that could have held the perpetrator accountable, they failed him. They killed him.
Yeah.
But I feel like somebody honestly hung him. Just knowing everything, seeing everything about the army, and just these commanders and higher ups that think they can get away with everything. Just, I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah. No. And I mean, they're literally trained to kill people.
Yeah,
That's their job.
yeah,
Most of them. I mean, not your
yeah.
brother. Your brother was HR, and I'm sure he like shot his weapon sometimes, not a lot. Like, I don't know. The fact that you said his head rolled up on an island 6 days after another island, not even the island that he was at,
Hmm.
6 days after, had shovel marks or hatchet marks on his face. So, did you have to look at that?
We decided not to. My mom really wanted to see. She really wanted to see. I couldn't let her. I didn't let her. I couldn't let my sister either. I didn't let them. They hate me for it, but I couldn't let that be the last image.
In their
You know,
face
I
forever and in their
I
mind forever.
I couldn't. I just couldn't do it. And they blame me for it. My mom, as a mother, she's like, I feel like he's still alive. That can't be him. It's him. I don't think the army would go through all this trouble. They would not want to go through all this trouble for someone that wasn't dead. And I have to remind her all the time. And my great grandma had a son as well. Um, in Mexico, it's a little bit different than here. It's very corrupt. And my uncle was killed in his 30s because he had land that someone wanted. And so they buried him alive and killed him. And my grandma always stayed with the feeling that she's like, I know my son is still alive. I know my son's still alive, because they didn't let him see him. And my mom tells me all the time to just let her see him. And I don't want to. I just can't, and I don't know what's worse, is letting her believe or letting her feel the longing that her son is still alive because she hasn't seen his face not alive, or letting her live thinking that there's a possibility, or letting her live seeing his head, just his face.
Yeah.
What was his last expression? I don't know. I don't want to know, and I don't want her to know either.
Oh gosh. Well, people don't just disappear, and people don't just go hiking and go missing. He was murdered, and we will find justice.
So. Yeah, and I hope every family that's like mine. There was another one. Her name is Kamisha Block. Kamisha Block.
Yes.
Yes. Her story makes me angry. It was, all the signs were there of just abuse. And this guy wasn't even her anything, just her higher up. And he was crazy. And everybody let him. Everybody did. Everybody failed her too. They failed to protect her. And they're failing to bring justice to her and to hold this person accountable. This crazy person's still out there, isn't he? Or I don't remember,
I think he is. Yeah. Honestly, I'm a little unfamiliar with the case, but I know that her sister is actually speaking out. So I will reach out to her. Maybe she's got something to say, because right now these families have to bond together for the sake of the memory of their soldiers and make a difference in the military. If right now is the time that people are listening, and if Trump is serious about justice reform and draining the swamp, the corruption is out of control. We have Obama with his It's On Us campaign, and here we are. So
exactly.
What happened?
One of them. They need to get their priorities straight.
That money, where did it go? Because I'm sure it was a nonprofit or a government funded thing. I didn't look into it too much, but all I know is it's a failure, so why bother? But it's on us. Do something. Joe Biden, do something.
Like literally, exactly.
Literally,
Our country's in debt trillions of dollars. Where is that money? Why aren't we funding more things for our soldiers, just for help for them? Why is suicide at an all-time rate, like, rise?
Yeah, because they're locked down with their family members. Did you know that? I mean, the domestic violence, actually, I have another episode coming on with an active duty soldier who's gonna conceal his identity. He's gonna wear a ski mask and distort his voice. So he's gonna tell us a little bit about what's going on. He's about to retire, so he doesn't give a shit. So
well, he should still be careful.
Right? Well, I know, because what happens to the people that speak up? Suicide, right?
Yeah.
Oh, mental health.
Mental health. They went AWOL.
We don't know. We're still looking. We're investigating. It just seems like something to shut you up, though. And you don't look like you're going to take no for an answer.
No, I'm sweet, but I get spicy.
Yes. that Latina comes out, right?
Exactly.
That's
I'll
your
be
brother,
sweet.
and you fight for him. If you
Oh,
fight for
yeah.
him forever, I would do the same thing in your shoes.
Forever. I will always, for my brother, and it just hurts more because when we were younger, me and him always shared a bed growing up. We only had one room. We always shared a bed. We were both, it was my fault that he's terrified of the dark, because I'm terrified of the dark, because I love horror movies and I couldn't sleep without a nightlight. So now he's afraid of the dark, or was afraid of the dark. And one night we're playing video games, when you first remember the little square Game Boys.
Yeah.
When we were younger, we would sneak and play them until like 3 a.m. But I just like to watch him play because I'm a sore loser. So if I didn't win, I didn't want to play anymore. So I would just watch him play, and he turns to me. He's like, and he had to be 6, and I was 11, and he was like, you know, I still remember his little kid's voice, and he looked at me. He's like, Griselda, are you always gonna be with me? And I said, of course. I'm your big sister. He's like, and you'll always protect me? And I said, of course. I'm your big sister. What are you talking about? Of course.
You are
And he said,
protected.
you promise? And I said, of course. Why wouldn't I promise that? I'm your big sister.
I'm so
You
sorry.
know? That's okay. I remember those words now. And I'm sticking to them. I couldn't protect him because he went on this trip, you know, he was on the other side of the country. But if I can bring him justice, I'll at least be able to do that, you know?
Yeah. And if you didn't do anything, I'm sure you wouldn't be able to sleep.
Yeah,
I don't even know
I
if
would
you
not.
sleep right now, but I pray for your family, and I hope that everybody understands that America's praying with you guys.
Thank you.
Everybody's really, I mean, wishing you the best. I haven't heard anything like negative to even suspect about your brother other than all this foul play. I mean, anybody who knows their relative suspects foul play. Why aren't you speaking up? If this happened to your family, link up with the same people that are you know, in these movements right now. All
Yeah,
these families that are grieving, grieve together. You're more powerful together. So
yeah, you know, and I
support
just,
each other.
exactly, you know, I don't go on I try with social media. It's just hard because I started working again. But I know that we have to join together, you know? Whatever election day, you know, brings for us, it doesn't matter. Whatever politicians there needs to help us.
Yeah,
Because we, you know, at the end of the day, the army will protect the president, right?
yeah,
They're going to protect the president at all costs. They're going to need the army. So our families are in the army, like they need to take care of us too. We need justice. We need answers. They just need to take care of the army. They're not just toy soldiers. They're real humans with lives, with
yeah,
personalities, with hopes and dreams, you know?
yeah. I have a side note question. Did you
Mm-hmm.
get any money at all from his death?
Oh, we're still doing that paperwork.
Okay, so there is life insurance, right? I didn't know if suicide was covered. If they're trying to pin suicide so much, it
Oh
might
no, they
be a reason.
no. So they're not trying to pin suicide. They're just it just takes forever for all the forms, you
Yeah,
know, and
I know that part.
yeah, you know, and I'm not interested in the money though, you know. I
Well, I
just
don't know. I'm just asking you if
yeah, yeah.
they're just trying to just like maybe get away with that somehow. Who knows? I don't know. I never
Yeah.
had
Yeah.
that
You know, I
issue,
just
but
yeah, all I know that I think the happiest I'll ever be with anything is just to get justice for him.
justice.
Like, you know, I don't ask for much. I have 2 hands and I can work, and
Yeah.
I will give myself whatever I can with these 2 hands. But, you know, I ultimately all I ask for is justice. I just want to know why, who, you know.
And he is not a criminal. He
Mm-mm.
didn't put a gun to a pregnant woman's belly and rob her with 5 of his friends for drug money. He didn't rape anyone. He batter anybody, domestic violence, none of that. He didn't shoot at any cops. He didn't deal drugs. He was an angel. That's what it sounds like. So I guess maybe they're trying to take out the good people. Maybe he wasn't the tough cookie they were looking for. So I just don't even understand why they even targeted him. Like the guy just wanted a job and benefits and like go to school for free, right?
Yeah, you know, yeah. And, you know, at the end of the day, I don't know what happened on the island. It's a bunch of 20-year-olds. They all have to be in their 20s.
Wow.
There's a bunch of them, and if they went to go have fun, then that's all they should have done is had fun. There should have been no reason why anyone should have come out dead or dismembered from this. There's just no reason.
No, none. It sounds like a Dexter episode, and he wasn't even the bad guy, so it just sounds really weird, and they did a horrible job trying to cover it up. I feel like they could have made him disappear, but what happened? Why is if the head was like left intentionally, or I don't even know. Like, who knows? You have no idea what's going on over there, and it's every base. It's got to be every base investigated. I mean, I don't know if there's any kind of gang violence in Fort Bragg, but honestly, nothing really great happens at these military bases. From my experience, those 20-year-old testosterone pumped males are out of control. They they feel like $1,000,000, like they accomplished basic training and thought that was life, and they just made it, and then completely just do whatever the hell they want. I've witnessed bar fights with numerous 21-year-old males in the military. They're not people I want to hang out with. I want to hang out with the older military, like retired, been there, done that, want nothing to do with it, and those are the people that actually served and were good soldiers. They weren't the people that are still in, apparently, are the shitty ones. So I guess we could talk about this all day because
I
I
mean,
feel very
honest,
passionate about it.
and then now, I've talked to soldiers, I've talked to so many veterans, and it's not what it used to be. They're allowing, so they give criminals a choice too. If you committed petty crime and they tell you, do you want to go to the military or do you want to go to jail? What are you going to say?
Yeah.
Which one's going to look better in your record?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
Like the,
we'll give you free school, and that's what gets people.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And what's sad is that I made just as much money as my brother. I made more money than my brother in my minimum wage job. I mean, I made commission because it is a jewelry store, but I didn't. That's not the army. How am I making
Yeah.
more in a mall jewelry store than my brother is, who's jumping out of planes, who's training to potentially one day fight for our freedom? How am I making more money? That
Yeah.
doesn't make sense to me. It just
Because underpaid.
underpaid, underappreciated. It's just,
Their
it's no.
living conditions are trash. I mean, mold, for one, like the military bases, you don't want to live on them.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. So, is there anything else you want to add? Is there any reason, is there any kind of evidence that they've found in their investigation at all? Since,
Nope.
no, nothing.
Just
Did they just call you, see if you like are still complaining? Like, what do they call you with and ask? And what's there to update if there's no update?
so my lawyer um talks to them and sees if there's any updates in what they're doing to investigate. The FBI has gotten involved. So they update me on what measures they're taking to investigate. It just seems like every single time it's, well, there's nothing new. There's nothing. And I don't know if they just say that because they don't want to compromise the investigation. I don't know. I just know.
It's probably still classified, and I don't know what the law about that is, but you probably can't gain access to that without a subpoena, maybe. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Have you tried JAG, the military lawyers that they have? JAG, I think. JAG.
You know what? I haven't. So I can look into that. I can let my lawyer look into that and see what if he can reach out to them or what.
Yeah, they're like there for soldiers, really on post, and there's just a free service that they are able to use. I don't know if they can even help you as a civilian. So I don't know, but maybe your lawyer could talk to them. Definitely check it out because definitely hashtag as much as you can and like tag people that you've reached out to, and maybe you could possibly tell me on Instagram, you could write the people that you've reached out to that have I guess publicly acknowledged your case with your brother and push some kind of legislation, or at least acknowledged you. Because if
Yeah.
we support the people that are acknowledging this, then maybe they'll feel inclined to do something about it. Because if we don't, if we don't approach the social media wise better, like I have to get better at it myself. I honestly hate social media, so I that's the reason I only have a podcast now, because I don't know how else to put out into the world. And if this is how we're making a change, using social media and connecting with complete strangers all over the country, I'm about it. And if we're doing something good, then yeah. But if we're watching cat videos all day, I don't really have time for that. Like I want to make
Yeah.
a difference for your brother, for your family, and just by having the conversation and not being blind to what's going on in the military and just looking the other direction when something is wrong. Our main core
Exactly.
values. I mean, it's basic stuff that they teach. So maybe have show some integrity, Fort Bragg. Tell us what's going on. We're not going to stop talking about it. Can't wait to tag you in it. I've been to Fort Bragg before.
Oh,
Nothing
have you?
special.
It's
No.
a huge place.
Yeah, but like going on posts, like not that exciting. It was when you like lived on like in the middle of nowhere, or like that's the only way you could go get groceries or something. But at the same time, it's nothing that exciting. It's just military life. Don't miss it. Yeah, no. I can't believe what happened to your brother. I'm just so in awe of the pain that I'm not even feeling. I don't know how you're feeling, but I just hope that you breathe and that you know that America has your back. So
Thank you.
we're
You know,
supporting
and
you.
I tell people all the time, it's not about politics. It's
No.
about all of us. Because at the end of the day, the president, the vice president, the governor, the congressman, they're our public servants. You
They
know,
work for us.
yeah, we're for us. They work for us. Why are we afraid of them? Why are we
24
afraid to ask?
24 cents out of every American dollar is used to fund the military.
That's a quarter. That's exactly. And you mean to tell me that there's not enough money to support people or in the military who need mental help? That
Yeah.
there's no more hospital. We can't get better housing. We can't get them more pay.
Well, the VA has been better. I don't know if you're aware, but I've had a lot of soldiers tell me that the experience is much nicer. And yeah, like the military's budget is $780 billion. So what's going on? Where's the billions going? Just to make money? Just to fund wars? Like, what the fudge are we doing? I'm sorry.
Exactly.
I'm getting so
No, I agree
pissed
with you.
off.
I agree with
It's
you
my money.
wholeheartedly.
That's my money. You work for us. Tell us what you're doing about sexual assault, because it's not being reduced. There's more people like hurt, and there's more people that are just suffering, okay, or being punished for speaking out. Whether they were assaulted or they spoke out for someone assaulted, you get labeled, and you can't get places if they call you a shitbag in the military. That's probably the people that are using their voice and trying to be good soldiers. Yeah, they're teaching stuff in the military, but they're not holding themselves accountable.
Yes, it's a lot of bullying. Like it needs to
Yeah.
stop.
It's bullying, it's abuse, and it's just, yeah, I don't know. Honestly, my little boy, he's 10 and a half, and he said that he wanted to join the military, and I was like, over my dead body, you're not joining the military. We had a great time with your father, and no thank you. I'm not going to be up all night praying that you don't come home in a body bag, and I'm not going to be checking a website to make sure you're not on it. And I'm not going to be waiting for a knock at my door and dealing with that nonsense. All for what? For some college money? I mean, stop using our young men and women like pawns. It's disgusting. Plus, you know, there's so much peace now in the world. Thank you, Donald Trump. Um, we have no reason to go to war. We're bringing our soldiers home. So we should at least acknowledge the president on that. Instead of losing more soldiers, we push a button and then boom, the guy's gone. So, I mean, we could have done that a long time ago, but we lost, I don't know how many soldiers in that war. I can't keep track of the wars anymore. There's too many funded wars. It's got to stop. We have to have peace. We have to have better soldiers. We have to have accountability. Honestly, if there's any other soldiers that want to reach out, please email me at thebadmompodcast@gmail.com. And please come back on the show. And because like I had to start recording again because you were saying so much stuff that resonates with everything. It's just we could talk all day about this because we have a passion and we
Yeah.
care. So if more people care, please share. Please tell your friends to research the statistics of sexual assault. Call your congressman, wherever you are. Make sure you at least know who's running for office and what they plan on doing. And definitely support your military because they're fighting for you, whether you're a Republican or a Democrat. And everybody's life matters. There's military underreporting going on, so the statistics we have aren't even accurate as what's not reported. So that's another thing. You never
Exactly.
know. Okay, well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure.
It was a pleasure. Thank you. Thank you. And I'm so glad you're doing this because it's it's too many families, you know, and I feel like one was too many, and to find out there's more.
I
Like
know.
they like, you know what makes me angry is I've heard so many times that they will shut down the whole base to find a missing gun from the weaponry. Why are they not doing the same for a soldier? You know?
Yeah.
Like technically we're weapons also. Why are they not shutting down the base to find out the culprit?
Yeah. Not worth it. I'm really concerned about these lockdowns with these nut jobs too, with their families. Like they're not used to being home with their family, and that's why I can't wait for the next interview. And this is just, I'm so excited. I will send it to you because like I don't know what this guy's gonna say and if I'm ready for it, but there's a lot of corruption and like this guy doesn't give a shit. He just wants to expose the military and be done with it, but like honestly still keep his job, not like get retaliated against because they don't like that.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing's wrong. Nothing's wrong. Live in denial forever. Oh, I wonder why that guy blew his brains out. Like it's just disgusting. It's just awful. Our soldiers deserve better, and that's why we're going to keep talking about it. Enrique, he deserves better. He should be alive right now, home with you in your house. He shouldn't be in a mausoleum right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, well, my prayers are with you and your mom
Thank
and your
you.
sister. And I just want you to know, reach out anytime. I'm here if you just want to talk, and I'm here to support you. I know it might be a lonely world, but I'm just a text message away, and I support all victims of abuse and their siblings. Whoever wants to talk to me, I'm all ears. I'm all ears. And please share. Please share this video. Please share this podcast. Thank you so much, Griselda, for coming. You are an amazing person, and
Thank you.
just try and get some sleep.
Thank you.
Take care.
You too. Thank you so much.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.